Hey, everybody. Thank you for joining us. It's 8 o'clock. It is Sunday night, and this is what we do every Sunday night. We go over the Shibboleth lifestyle. And I always give it until 8:03 for everybody to hop on and get settled into Zoom. So while we are waiting, if you don't mind, we're going to take care of a little housekeeping. If you will look down at your chat feature, whether you're on your phone or on your computer, and if you don't mind, set your chat to all panelists and attendees. Once you've set your chat to all panelists and attendees, then I want you to say who you are, where you are from, and if you are here because you are new or if you need a refresh, a restart. Let me know. Hey, Steve from Woodstock, welcome. Thank you for setting your chat. I appreciate it. Are you here because you're new or a refresh? Hey, Judy from Marietta, new, welcome. Debbie from Dalton, Georgia, needing a refresh. Steve is new, welcome. Awesome. How many of you started working on lap 1 already? Hey, Harriet, I talked to you, Harriet, yesterday. She's new. Hey, Amanda from Locust Grove, new. Erica, Lawrenceville, a little bit new, started about a month ago, but didn't do this webinar. I'm glad you're here. Hey, Tamara from Orlando. Wow, new member, welcome. Hey, Debbie, starting December 1st. Awesome, awesome. That's a great day to get started. Okay, good. Harriet completed lap 1. Way to go, Harriet. That's awesome. Thank you. That's very important. Hey, Tracy on Facebook, refresh, welcome. Glad you are here. We've got 1 more minute, so feel free to chat. Okay, I was looking around for a few things. All right, well, I'm super excited to go over this. This is an awesome lifestyle. I found Shibboleth last year in April, but actually I joined the Saturday before spring break. And then on spring break last year, I took 2 trips, a family trip at the beginning and a work trip at the end. And I put my earbuds in and I started listening to those videos and just paid attention to everything that was going on. By the time I got back from those 2 trips, I figured out a lot of this is really just switching around some products that I'm buying in the store, switching around certain foods that I eat together, and applying what I like to call the 5 daily disciplines. Travis calls it the Shibboleth Shield, and I am going to call it the Shibboleth Shield tonight. But in theory and in practice, these are 5 daily disciplines that you will put into place. Okay, let's see. Robbie, hey Robbie, glad to have you on here. Fantastic. Hey Laura from Ackworth. Yes, welcome. It is a wonderful adventure, Laura. And Robbie completed lap 1. Way to go, Robbie. That is awesome. That is awesome. It looks like a few of you might have missed my request, because you weren't on here yet, to change your chat to all panelists and attendees. Because when you have it to all panelists and attendees, we all get to see what's being typed in, and it doesn't look like I'm just randomly talking to myself. People can read those. So if y'all don't mind, set your chat down at the bottom. You can see it. You'll click on it, and then you can choose all panelists and attendees. Okay, so I'll finish my little introduction real quick. My name's Kim Danke. First of all, I didn't say that, but I lost 5 pounds, not 5 pounds. I lost 50 pounds in 5 months. All I wanted to do was lose 35.5 pounds, and I lost 50. I was like, thank you, Lord, I'll take it. So I have now been maintaining this for 15 months, and that's really where you want to be. You want to be where we learn this, but then can live with it for the rest of our lives. I do want to let you know, be flat out honest with you. Yeah, you've got to put a little bit of work into learning this, but a week long little class of working through those laps and watching tonight's video and tomorrow night's video and really participating, this is worth it. It is worth it to spend about a week really focusing in on learning how to do this, and then being able to take it and apply it for the rest of your life. You are worth it. It's worth it. You're going to love it. But I do want to tell you that there are going to be some videos that you're going to want to watch. You're not going to just want to watch them. You're going to need to watch them. So I do want you to make those plans. Okay. And it is worth your time to do that. Let's see, Heather from Ackworth completed lap 1 as well. Way to go. That is fabulous. I love it. Okay. Well, y'all are off to a great start. Okay. I'm going to share my screen with you, and we're going to go over a PowerPoint. Now, this PowerPoint is not something that you need to take time to screenshot or anything like that. I know that when I feel like I'm not going to get some information in the future, I might start screenshotting so I can look back at it. This is going to be given to you in the Shibboleth New Member Fast Track group if you're a Facebook user, and it's already on the website underneath this video in the website. So you will have access to this. So no need to screenshot. If you're going to do anything at all, it is best to take some notes. That's what's best to do. So first of all, this is the Shibboleth lifestyle. It is not a diet. Now, many people do treat it as a diet in the beginning because that's the only kind of mindset that they have in getting started with something new, but you really want to start to adopt this as your lifestyle. Okay, the first 3 letters in the word diet are die. The first 4 letters in the word lifestyle are life. Let's do a lifestyle, all right? So the basics, what I'm going to do tonight is I am going to just lay out the basics for you. This stuff that I teach you tonight, these are all very applicable things. Okay, they're very concrete things that you can start doing tomorrow. There is no reason for you to delay or anything like that. You can start doing them tomorrow. These items are actionable, which means you can take action on each and every one of them, and they are measurable, meaning you'll know if you met these or not. So what I'm going to go over tonight is the terminology that you're going to be reading on our website or any document or any email, or maybe you're in the Facebook groups and you read people's posts. And when you read their posts, you really need to know what they're talking about. So what we're going to do tonight is go over those basics, okay? But this is not the end of your education. It's just the beginning of your education. Believe me, it is an education that you're going to want. So there are 2 modes in Shibboleth. You are either in weight loss mode or you're in maintenance mode. Weight loss mode just means that you have not gotten to your goal weight yet. You get a victory badge for making it to your goal weight. It just means that you are not there yet and you are in the active process of trying to lose weight. Now, when I say lose weight, I use that term very generally because what we want to do is we want to preserve muscle and we want to efficiently burn off fat, stored energy that's just there that we need to get rid of. Okay, so when I say weight loss, please know that I truly mean fat burning because that's what's our friend. We need to be fat burning. So there's two differences. Actually, there's three. There's three differences between weight loss and maintenance. One is simply the number of holidays that you get to use in a calendar month. And two is how you eat fruit. I know that sounds funny, but we do have to eat fruit differently in weight loss mode as compared to maintenance mode. And we're going to go over that a little bit more tonight and much more tomorrow. And then the third one is your mindset. You do have to get to that point where you want to have this as a lifestyle. It is absolutely no longer something that you are dieting with. It is something that you are living, enjoying, and that you appreciate that you now have some guidelines to live by that help you get the results that you want and then keep those results. So we got to get to that lifestyle mindset. So there are two types. Good job, Erica. I just saw that. There are two types of days on Shibboleth. You either have a perfect day, and that's where you're doing everything according to the Shibboleth shield, or you have a holiday. That is where you are not meeting some component of the Shibboleth shield. Okay. Now, if you have joined at a membership and that was a membership special we ran previously in the year. And when you click on your journal, if you've looked this far, and you have this drop down menu of all of these different types of days, I want you to know that those are days that you get to advance into in the future once you've gotten all of this down. And if you choose to advance into all of those, then you can. But the only ones we are concerned about this week and in the beginning, I would say for the first good month, I would say the only types of days that you're concerned about are a perfect day or a holiday, no matter how many options your membership might have in your journal. So perfect day or holiday. How many holidays are allowed? So when you are in weight loss mode, there are up to 6 holidays that you can use in a calendar month. In maintenance mode, you can use up to 12 holidays in a calendar month. And you might be thinking, how could I have 12 days where I was eating off plan? Well, you might not be having a hog trough day every holiday you're eating off plan. It might just be something simple, okay? It might be that you just want to have a meal with some friends at night, and that's the only meal that you have of the day. It is still a type of holiday, okay? So you can use up to 12 holidays in a calendar month in maintenance. But we are focused on weight loss. So in weight loss, you can use up to 6 holidays in a calendar month. And I am a strategy player. I play the game of life and I play to win and I use strategy. One of the strategies is I look at my month and I plan out when I want those holidays. For example, this is a very important month coming up where you're going to want to plan some of those out. If you know that you want a holiday on Christmas, you'll need to mark that as a holiday. And in your mind, you know that holiday is coming. If you want New Year's Eve as a holiday, you'll want to schedule that. If you want to have any other days because of other events, you'll want to look at that. Once you've written those down, you'll know which other days in your month need to be perfect days. So I do plan mine out. Okay. And Erica says that was really throwing her off. Yes, just ignore those other days for right now. All we need to do is get it down where you are living the regular Shibboleth lifestyle, because this is the foundation for absolutely everything else that you do. And you don't want to jump into learning those other days until you've got the foundation down and that you have got this down and you're living it. Okay, so that's good. I'm glad I answered that. And Brianne, I see your question on Facebook. Brianne is asking what a divine day is. It is a day where you are having a perfect day, but you are also choosing to have non-genetically modified, all organic, clean eating. That is a divine day, Brianne. On Facebook, she asked that question. Okay, so right now, our holidays that we're going to focus on are 6 or less. That's what we're going to do in weight loss. So how do you have a perfect day? You simply follow the Shibboleth shield. The Shibboleth shield is your bulletproof shield. It will keep you safe if you are using it. I use the shield and all of the components of the shield to filter my daily decisions through. And I can kind of explain that in just a second. But the reason that you want to have perfect days is because after 2 perfect days, our body gets into a state called EFB, and we want to be in EFB. EFB is called efficient fat burning. We want to access the stored energy, which is fat, that's on our body, and let our body use that for its energy rather than giving our body easily accessible sources of energy. So once we've been doing this perfect day thing and we're combining foods in the right way and all of that, just after 2 days, you actually will already start feeling better, and you get your body in a state where it can start healing itself just after 2 days. But what's happening during those 2 days is that your body is getting rid of insulin. It's getting rid of the glycogen stores that are in your muscles, in your liver, and other cells. And then once those are gone, you're not storing fat due to the insulin, and the glycogen, which is sugar, it's moving out of your body, and it's an easily accessible source of energy. It goes away. Your body will get into a state where it needs energy at every single moment of every day. We need energy. So we're going to have to access it through the stored energy that's on us. And that's what we want to do. So there are 5 components to the Shibboleth shield. Now, I call these in my world the 5 daily disciplines. One of the muscles that I was not exercising before Shibboleth was my self-discipline muscle. And I am happy to say that my self-discipline muscle is much stronger now. And I'm quite happy that that is one of the strongest muscles that I have now. But I call these the 5 daily disciplines. I had always heard different pieces and parts and things, but none of it was wrapped up in a little lifestyle with a bow on top. And it said, here, Kim, do this, and it works. But now I have it, and you have it too. So we're going to drink our water. We're going to journal our foods. We're going to eat in the proper food combinations that'll control insulin. We're going to portion control our foods, and we're going to time out our foods, meaning we're going to give our body a break from digesting between meals. And we're going to go over each one of these individually. So component number 1 of the Shibboleth shield is water. You want to drink at least half a gallon of water every single day, but really shooting for a gallon, okay? If you're shooting for a gallon, you have a lot less time to think about eating the other foods, and also you will be more mentally and physically satisfied if you are drinking that water. So a few minutes ago when I said I use the shield to filter my decisions through, let's say that at 10, I've already eaten at 8 o'clock in the morning, and at 10:30, I'm feeling a little hungry or something. I am going to ask myself this question: have I had my water today? More than likely, I got busy doing some things and I haven't. Then I'm going to go in there and I'm going to get my water. I'm not going to let my body trick me into eating something when I just haven't been giving it the water that it needs. So we want to get in at least a half a gallon of water. So if you're looking at measurements, it's just 4 of these water bottles in a day for your minimum. And I don't want you to get in 63 ounces and call it 64. Let's do 64 as the minimum. Just because if we start slipping in one area, we'll slip in a lot of areas. We know how that goes. But if you want to do 8 of these, that would be a full gallon. And so it's a half a gallon up to a gallon, or if you're looking at ounces, 64 ounces up to 128 ounces. So a dehydrated body will not efficiently give up fat or waste, and we need our body to be doing both of those things. Okay, so water helps metabolize fat, and we also need to be able to flush that fat out. So we need our body to be hydrated, and we are going to be normalizing our hydration levels in this first week, which is going to be a very important step. Component number 2 of the shield is to journal. We have got to write down everything that we eat. So now that you are in Shibboleth, you are a citizen of planet Shibboleth, okay? And there are no idle bites on planet Shibboleth. If it goes in your mouth, you write it down. You need to write that down, okay? So you're going to journal daily, and you're going to do that in the website. The website, if you give the website the data that it needs, when you need help from a mentor or request a journal review from a mentor, they will be able to look at your journal and tell you what you need to tweak. My cousin asked for a journal review every single day for 4 months, and they did it every single day for 4 months. So don't forget to use the awesome resources, which we're going to talk about in a few minutes, in that you have in your membership. But journal daily. If you bite it, you write it. If you nibble it, you scribble it. If you drink it, you ink it. And if you hog it, you log it. We have got to write down absolutely everything that we eat. This is really big in modifying behavior. And we have to modify our behavior. We're here to change what we were doing previously. So this is going to help you do that. It will take you about 5 minutes. That's it. 5 minutes. So out of a week's time, about 35 minutes will be journaling, but 5 a day, if you think about it. It may not even take you that long, but I'm just kind of averaging at 5 minutes. So please don't say you don't want to do it or can't do it. It's important. So you want to make sure that you journal. Component number 3 of the Shibboleth Shield is combinations. We're going to eat properly combined meals. We're going to eat in a way that controls insulin, which is the fat bus. So properly combined meals keep away the fat bus. Okay, so we're going to eat in a way that controls insulin. So tonight, we're going to go over one slide about this, but tomorrow night, in fact, tomorrow night, do not forget to come back. Set your timer, set your reminder, set everything, because tomorrow night's webinar is extremely important. It is an entire hour on this. This is very important. Water, you got that down. Journaling, you've got that down. Combinations, you do have to learn it a little bit. Okay, it's not hard, but you have to have it explained to you so that then you know and can apply it. Okay, so you make sure come back tomorrow night for the whole hour on this. Component number 4 of the shield is portion control. We're going to eat properly portioned meals from a 6 to 8 inch plate using the 2-hand rule. Now, when I say 8-inch plate, I don't mean the 2-inch rim around the edge. It's really the center part. Okay, but no matter what size plate you have, you're going to use the 2-hand rule. The 2-hand rule is this. You got your hands, okay? You're going to put your fingers as close together as possible. You're going to move your thumbs out of the way so they are not in the way. You're going to put your hands together like this as close as possible so that you can't see anything. And then you're going to lay them like this, and you're going to lower them down over your food. And you're going to look at your food. You're going to look at your hands, I mean. If you cannot see your food sticking out around your hands, then you have portion controlled that properly combined meal, and you'll be good to go, okay? But if you can see the food sticking out, just put that food in a container for your next meal, because our stomachs, I was going to say tummy and stomachs, and it came out something else. They're not that big. They're not that big. So one of the problems is we've been overeating. So when we overeat, and in fact, most people, when they think I need to lose some weight, they automatically know they need to eat less. And yes, that is important, because this is the part that's going to get us into that calorie deficit. So I had overeaten by 175,000 calories that needed to be burned off my body. In 1 pound of fat, and if you're taking notes, let's write this down. In 1 pound of fat, there's 3,500 calories. 3,500 calories. So in order to burn 1 pound of fat off of your body, you need to be in a calorie deficit of 3,500 calories. And you do that by portion controlling. Okay. And you don't want it to be any thicker than the thickest part of your hand. So remember that Thanksgiving plate you might have piled up this tall. And then you think, oh, I can't see my plate. That doesn't work. You still don't want it to be any thicker than the thickest part of your hand. We're not trying to overfill our tummy. Okay. But where you get the supercharged results from Shibboleth is that you're going to do the portion control with the combinations. You're going to control that insulin. See, insulin, if it's out in your body, it's going to store fat. If there's fat in your body, fat lipids in your body at the same time that you've eaten it, it's going to store it. Well, we don't want to be storing new fat while we're trying to access and burn stored fat, stored energy that's already there. So that's your key. Let's not store new fat while we're trying to burn fat that's on our body off. Okay, so we've already been over 4 components of the shield: water, journaling, combinations, and portions. Those 4 have to be met in a day for you to say in your journal that you've had a perfect day. Now, I do get up in the mornings and I journal my day in the morning. I will declare in the morning, I'm having a perfect day. I don't let my day determine me. I'm going to determine my day. When we let things just happen to us like that, we're not going to have that greater results. We need to say, this is going to be a perfect day, and you mark it early that it's going to be a perfect day. Because come afternoon and you want to have something and you want to give up that perfect day, you'd have to go back into your journal and change it to a holiday. And that has stopped many a people. See, that's where that behavior modification will come in. That'll stop you from going and having that you don't want to have, so that you don't have to go in there and change your journal. Okay. So it's important to declare your day early. Erica, you can only journal on the day of. So let's say that if you're wanting to mark a holiday for Christmas, you can't go in there and mark it for Christmas. But at that morning, you could mark it as a holiday, but not on a future day than the day that we currently are on. Okay, so, but there are 5 components to the shield, right? Well, 1 through 4 must be met, but the 5th one is timing. The timing one is there in order to help you get the best results. It's going to optimize your results, okay? So you can eat up to 3 meals a day. And really, that's all Travis wants you to do, okay? He just wants you to have up to 3 meals a day. That's it. But I am teaching newbies, right? And I did do just 3 meals a day in weight loss, but not everybody wants to. Not everybody feels like they can. And so my job is to teach you exactly what you can do to still keep it, let's just say, lawful, but it might not necessarily be expedient, okay? But it still will be a perfect day and it would still would work. And you might enjoy the ride a little bit more. Who knows? But you got to determine which you're looking for. Are you looking for supercharged results? Are you looking for just getting this down? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you everything that you can do, but please know that there are good, better, and best days when it comes to having a perfect day, but all of them can be perfect days. So you can have up to 3 meals a day. We would like for you to space those meals out 4 to 6 hours apart. 4 to 6 hours apart. These days, people are having a lot of digestive issues just in the world. People are overeating and they are having a lot of digestive issues. Our body is a machine. And just like a machine that would be working in a factory, if that machine is overworked constantly, then it is going to eventually break down. It needs a break from working. And our digestive system needs a break from working. When we give our digestive system time between meals, we're giving our body the opportunity to start digesting the food that we've eaten. This is important. And it will start, your belly and your digestive system will start to heal itself if you are giving it that time. So let me just give you what I typically do. And well, I'm not going to give you my typical, but I'm going to give you a good way. So let's say that you eat breakfast at 8 o'clock in the morning, and then you eat lunch at noon, and then you eat dinner at 6. Well, that would be 4 hours between breakfast and lunch, and that would be 6 hours between lunch and dinner. That would be some great timing. That would be spacing out your meals. And so you can do that. Now, in moments of what we call mental weakness, okay, because we really could make it from breakfast to lunch and lunch to dinner, then we have things that you can utilize. They're called freebies, an extra, or a snack. Freebies are actually unlimited. You could have as much of those as you wanted to. An extra would be just one in a day, and a snack would be just one in a day. Okay, but let's look at this picture. If we eat breakfast at 8 and then have an extra at 10:30 in the morning, we eat lunch at noon, we have a snack at 3, we eat dinner at 6, and then we eat freebies all night. That looks like grazing, okay? And look at this last bullet point right here. Keep in mind that we need to stop grazing. That looks like the same thing we were doing before, and we're not optimizing our results by doing that. But if you did all of that, guess what you would still be having? If all of the items that you ate were approved, properly combined, you got your water in, you journaled everything, you portion controlled it, and you ate these things according to how Shibboleth teaches you to eat them or use them, it would still be a perfect day. It would still be a perfect day. That would be a good Shibboleth perfect day. Now, are there better? Yes. A better Shibboleth perfect day might be that you just did 3 meals and then you had a freebie. That would be even better. Trying not to get to the snack is really a smart thing to do, because you're trying to not graze and overeat and constantly fill our tummies with calories and extra other things. Now, would the best Shibboleth day be just 3 meals? Yeah, yep, 3 meals, and it could be 2 meals and a snack if you wanted to, but it would be 3 eating episodes. It could be 2 meals and a snack if you wanted to. So you can see how I'm explaining that there's good, better, and best. All of them would be considered a perfect day, but you're going to get different results with different days. I also know that some days are going to be that good Shibboleth day. Some days are going to be that better one, and some days are going to be the best one, just depending on what's going on in life. All of them are perfect though. So just keep in mind, and you'll know how to optimize that. Let's see. Okay, so Beth is asking a question. Are portions not important with freebies? I'm going to tell you, Beth, I think they are, because we still do not want to stretch out our stomach. And you really can just, because like, let's say some raw veggies like carrots, or broccoli, things like that. Those are freebies. Or maybe you cooked yourself some butternut squash in the oven with just, you sprayed it with some Pam cooking spray and sprinkled some salt on it, and then you cooked those in the oven. That would be a freebie as well. But you can overeat freebies and stretch out your stomach. So, Beth, I would say to still portion control that very reasonably, because we're trying to not stretch out our stomach. If your stomach feels full, you've actually already stretched it out. Okay, so just keep that in mind. But yes, you can have as many as you wanted to, but apply that other bit of information and knowledge. All right, so this one, you can see that not everybody lives the same life. I don't wake up at the same time as you do and have lunch and dinner at the same time as you do. So this one, if you don't hit this exactly, like, because there's good, better, and best days. And if you eat 3 hours between meals, like breakfast and lunch, or maybe lunch and dinner, whatever that hits, that one is not going to keep you from having a perfect day. But you just need to make sure that you have your water, you journal, you eat foods in the right combinations, and you portion control. And then make sure you don't do more than what you can have in a day for the food that you can eat. The timing won't keep you from having a perfect day, but it is ultra important and it will optimize your results. I would also like to suggest that you don't eat at least 4 hours before you go to bed, because when you go to bed at night, you want your body to be, there's another hormone that comes out at night that is it's a growth hormone, but it's for cellular recovery. And if your body is not having to digest at night, it will have more cellular recovery. So if I could just make that suggestion. You're also going to go to bed, if you go to bed on a little bit emptier tummy, I'm not saying starving, but go to bed on an emptier tummy, you are going to sleep better, one. Also, you will going to get a lot of EFB. You're going to get a lot of efficient fat burning at night when you are just letting that body just heal and rest, okay? Okay, so now we're going to go back to component number 3, eating in a way that controls insulin, eating properly combined meals. So the way that I like to teach this is I'm going to teach you the combinations with the category number, what they're called, and their abbreviation, because that's important to understand. And then we're going to look at some of these combinations right here. Yeah, Steve, you know what? I saw that yesterday, Steve, and then I went into it today and it wasn't doing that. I'm going to see if I can check that out real quick. Sorry, I'm going to hop off here. So when I go to my dashboard and I go to Fast Track, and then in lap 1, where it says print the new food library, let's see if it's doing it, because it was doing it to me on the computer at the store yesterday, but it was not doing it to me today on mine, and it is. Okay, so I think it's having a little problem because earlier it didn't do that when I checked it, because I did know that. So food library link. Thank you, Steve, because I thought maybe it was fixed when it did that. So we will get that figured out. We appreciate you showing us that. Okay, Heather says that she was able to access it from the dashboard, but not the checklist. Okay, thank you. I will make that note. So Steve, in the meantime, right below the laps, there'll be that food library, okay? So you can click that. Okay, so how do I put together a properly combined meal? All you need to know is that there are 7 categories of food. And basically, this is a whole food eating lifestyle. But we also know that people still like some of those foods from the inner aisles of the grocery store. Yeah, we still want to have a frozen meal or a can of soup or a box of cereal. We still want to have those every so often. I want you to know that we will teach you those things too. But this week, we're really kind of talking about the like whole food combinations, because they're important to know as well. So we're going to talk about the 7 categories of food. Okay, cool. There are 7 categories of food. All whole foods have made their way into their category based on their nutritional value and how they respond in your body. So the first category is category 1, lean protein, or you might see the abbreviation LP. Category 2 is a fibrous carb. You might see the abbreviation FC. Category 3 is an energy carb, or EC. Category 4 is a protein plus fat, or PF. Category 5 is fruit, or FR. You may also see antioxidant carb, which is AC. Just know that antioxidant carb is fruit. Category 6 is superfood, or SF. And category 7 is shellfish, which is SHF. Okay, so I'm going to run through real quick, just kind of give you one item out of each one of these so that you can start to get an idea of what these are. Lean protein, chicken breast. Fibrous carb, broccoli. Energy carb, corn. Protein plus fat, steak. Fruit, all fruit. Superfood, peanut butter. Shellfish, shrimp. So there's just a little idea of what that is. Okay, well, Debbie, I hope that you can understand this tonight. I do hear a lot of compliments after I've taught it. So I'm certainly hoping that this makes a huge difference. And please don't forget to come back tomorrow night too, because the whole hour is on it tomorrow night. Good, good. Okay, so all Whole Foods, and really one of your jobs this week is to start writing down foods you like that go into each of these categories, because you want to be able to make meals for yourself, but you only want to eat the foods you like. We don't make you eat anything on Planet Shibboleth you don't like. If you ever hear us giving a meal idea and you don't like it, please don't think that's the only option out there. There's tons and tons of options. Okay, so there are, if you're taking notes, please write this down. There are five categories that you do not even have to combine. You can eat them by themselves and they will control insulin eating them by themselves. So if you're taking notes, write this down. Category 1, lean protein. Category 2, fibrous carbs. Category 4, protein plus fat. Category 6, superfood, and category 7, shellfish. You can eat all of those categories alone and not even have to combine them. The reason this is important is because not every eating situation that you have is going to be the exact same. Maybe you haven't been to the grocery store, but you wake up and you've got eggs, and you wake up and you just make yourself some scrambled eggs. That would be a protein plus fat. Maybe you go to a luncheon and you look at the food and you go fat bus, fat bus, fat bus. Oh, good, they have a chicken breast. That would be a protein plus fat because somebody else cooked it. You didn't cook it. Even though chicken breast, when you cook it at home, if cooked properly and in the right oil, is a lean protein. If it's cooked out at a restaurant or let's say a catering or something like that, or you don't know how it was cooked, they probably cooked it in some fat. And so they took a lean protein and changed it into a protein plus fat by cooking it in fat. So but then there's that chicken breast there. I can eat that and be safe. I do that all the time. I go to a lot of luncheons for my job, and I end up having to do that quite often. So it's just important to know what you can eat by themselves. Okay. So you'll notice that 2 of the categories I skipped over when I was telling you the 5 that you could eat by themselves. I skipped over energy, carbs, and fruit. Energy carbs, which is category 3, and fruit, which is category 5, must be combined properly. Must be combined properly. Now, your energy carbs must be combined properly whether you are in weight loss mode or maintenance mode. Your fruit, if you're eating it as a component of a meal, should be combined properly in both weight loss mode and maintenance mode. But if you are in maintenance, you can also have a serving of fruit as a snack. If you wanted to have that as a snack, you can do that. So that's another way to get some fruit in if you're a real fruit lover. But in the beginning, please know that you just have to treat fruit differently during weight loss mode because it does bring an insulin release. Therefore, we have to deal with that insulin, and we want to make sure that we combine it properly in weight loss mode. Okay. So let's have a look at why this science right here that I'm about to teach you should blow your mind. It blew mine. It was amazing. Let's look at why we're going to do what we're going to do. Let's say that you want to eat that example I gave earlier of some corn. You want to eat some corn. Well, it's an energy carb. When you eat corn, your body, the blood sugar is going to rise. You're going to have a blood sugar elevation. Well, when your blood sugar rises, your pancreas will secrete insulin to come out and regulate that blood sugar. Okay, so when that blood sugar rises, insulin comes out. All right. Now, the corn, we're going to teach you how much to eat. Well, it's going to be about this much, okay? That's going to be right underneath your fingers, about right there. That's about 1/4 of a cup. Well, at 1/4 of a cup of corn, you didn't overeat corn, okay? But an insulin release still happened to deal with the blood sugar elevation from the corn. But now that you're learning Shibboleth and you're knowing what to do, you're going to eat it with, let's just use chicken breast for my example earlier. Chicken breast, which is protein, your lean protein, and let's just say broccoli would be sitting right there. That would be your fiber. So if you would like to eat an energy carb, it must be eaten with a lean protein and a fibrous carb. And so what's going to happen is there's going to be a blood sugar elevation from the corn. The pancreas is going to secrete some insulin to help regulate that blood sugar. But see, we don't want that insulin to be running around in our body. We need to do something that's going to help dissipate that insulin. Well, that's eating that with a lean protein and a fibrous carb. The protein in the lean protein and the fiber in the fibrous carb are going to help neutralize that insulin release. Okay. And you'll also know that in that meal, there was no fat. So insulin collects fat, but that meal combination didn't have any fat in it. But we still want to regulate insulin so that in case later in the day we had a protein plus fat or something, we don't want that insulin to be hanging around. So we eat in a way that will control it. So that's very important. Is anybody right now saying, wow, that's amazing? I know I would. All peas, Erica, all peas are category 3. All peas are category 3 energy carbs. So split pea soup, I am sure that we have a recipe for split pea soup, and you would want to look up that recipe and read how to make it Shibboleth approved and see what else you need to do with that to make it work. Split peas, are you saying that you looked and it wasn't in there? Is that what you're saying? Oh, okay. Okay. I got you. Let me look up something real quick. And bear with me, everybody. I'm looking up something real quick. Well, dark meat chicken is a category 4 protein plus fat. So chicken breast is a lean protein, but dark meat chicken and chicken with the skin is a protein plus fat. Okay. Now, I looked up split pea just now, Erica, and I do find some like soups. There's Amy's Organic Soup, Campbell's Chunky Healthy Request Split Pea and Ham, Healthy Choice Soup, and the Spice Hunter Split Pea Vegetarian Soup. There's some of those in there. And Erica, are you a Fast Track member or a silver level member? Okay, you're a tiger. Okay. I want you to ask about split pea soup in the Shibboleth Fixed It group and see what Kim Shibboleth would say about it, okay? Because peas are a category 3, but you'll want to see if maybe she's got a recipe or something. And if you have a recipe that you like, she can try to edit that for you. You just submit it in the recipe library. Okay, so y'all give me some thumbs up if you are thinking, wow, that's really cool how that works, because I mean, I'm just amazed with how that works. I was like, this is the missing thing for me. I mean, it was just wonderful. Yes, thank you, Beth. I love that. It's amazing. So it's the same concept with fruit. That's that other category that I did not mention. Thank you for that, Facebook like. Fruit, you want to make sure it's combined properly as well. So let's say that you would like to eat some berries. So maybe about half a cup of berries for breakfast. Maybe you choose to eat that with an egg white spinach omelet. So the fruit is going to elevate your blood sugar a little bit, and insulin is going to be secreted from your pancreas to deal with that. but we're not going to overeat the blueberries, but then we're also going to eat that with an egg white spinach omelet. And that's just an example. You can figure out whatever one you want to do. And the protein in the egg whites and the fiber in the spinach are going to help neutralize the insulin release that came to deal with the blood sugar elevation over the fruit. So that is what you want to do. So that is combinations right there. Okay. And let's look down here at this shellfish though, real quick. Shellfish, do you see right here what it says in the parentheses, is really just a lean protein. So anytime somebody says to you, if they're trying to teach you or help you, oh, you need to eat a lean protein with that, then that could be from either the category 1 or category 7. It could be from either one of those categories. If you are not a shellfish eater, you just don't have to worry about category 7s at all. Okay, so you just won't even have to concern yourself with that. Now, what I am going to teach you a little bit differently, so I taught you how to eat category 3s and category 5s with what you must combine it with, a lean protein and a fibrous carb. Please let me let my dog out. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. But I'm going to teach you how to eat a protein plus fat with what you don't eat it with. Okay, so a protein plus fat, you're going to have, you're going to eat this. It's a great protein. It's just going to have a little bit more fat in it than lean protein. Let's just use, for example, whole eggs. This is where your whole eggs would be. Your white egg whites, which don't have fat in them, are going to be a lean protein, but protein plus fat would be like whole eggs or steak or something like that. So you're going to eat a protein plus fat. There's going to be some extra fat lipids running around in your body. Okay, so we want to make sure that we do not eat anything with that protein plus fat that brings an insulin release, because insulin is going to capture the fat and store it. That's what it also does besides regulate blood sugar. So let's talk about the classic plate of a steak and a baked potato. So we've got this classic plate of a steak and a baked potato, and you eat the steak, there are fat lipids roaming around in your body. And the steak wouldn't be the problem. It's that it gets eaten with a baked potato that is the problem. Usually when we eat that, we're out at a restaurant and the baked potato is not even reasonably sized. It's huge. So it elevates blood sugar, and not only does a little bit of insulin come out to deal with it, a lot of insulin comes out to deal with it. The insulin comes out to deal with the blood sugar elevation. But have you ever sent a dog outside to just do what it's got to do and to come right back in, but then it sees a squirrel and boom, that dog is off? That's like insulin. It comes out to regulate blood sugar, but then it goes, oh, wait a minute. There's fat out here. I get to go collect that now. And that's what it's going to go do. It's going to go collect the fat that was in the steak. So let's say that you want to be out at a restaurant and you would normally order a steak and a baked potato, but you've learned that that is not best for your body. It's not going to help you efficiently burn fat, but you can still eat at a restaurant and have a great meal. Maybe you're going to order that steak still. That's fine. Protein plus fat, it's good for you. It's no big deal. But now, instead of ordering it with a potato, maybe you want to order broccoli, maybe green beans, a side salad, something like that instead. Those things are not going to bring an insulin release. So the fat that is in your body from eating the protein plus fat is going to just dissipate, get used up as energy, but it's not going to get collected. Okay, and that's important. Does that make sense too? Yes, Diane, this is recorded. You'll be able to find this in Facebook. It'll be in Facebook under videos and the website as well. Okay, so does that starting to make sense that this is why you combine foods? Yes, awesome, Beth. This is why you combine foods in the way that you do. This is really, really important. And I'm going to briefly go over this combination charts tonight, but remember tomorrow night is the big Mac Daddy 1 hour on all of this, because we're going to start talking foods that come in these different categories and start to make some meals for you. Great, Debbie. That's awesome. So when you're looking at a combination chart and you see this number here, please know that that's not quantity. That is the category number. So this means category 1 lean protein. This means category 1 lean protein cooked in MCT oil. This is a category 1 lean protein with a category 2 fibrous carb. And I'm not going to keep going, but this 7 doesn't mean quantity, and this 6 doesn't mean quantity. That is the category number. So what this is saying is that you're going to eat something from a lean protein category with something from the fibrous carb category and make a properly combined meal. That's why it's really important to start coming up with your favorites. And I did create a worksheet that you're going to see in one of the laps. That the worksheet is going to help you do that. I'm going to show you what it looks like real quick. You're going to be able to print out this worksheet, and you're going to write your favorites in each category there, and then you're going to start building some meals. This worksheet is going to be used in a lot of the little tasks in the Fast Track lap system. Okay, so we're going to keep moving along because I've talked a lot tonight. We are going to recap some important information. So category 1 and category 2, so a lean protein and a fibrous carb cooked in MCT oil, or a category 7 shellfish with category 2 fibrous carb cooked in MCT oil, are your fastest fat burning combinations. And this is something that you might want to stick with in the beginning for a few weeks. Make simple meals, maybe chicken and broccoli or chicken and cauliflower or 96% lean ground meat and green beans. But keep it really, really simple. Of course, that's not how you have to stay forever, but it does help you kind of learn this lifestyle and get some good results down so that you are excited about it and keep going. If you want to eat a category 3 energy carb or category 5 fruit, you must eat it with a category 1 or 7, which is your lean proteins, and a category 2 fibrous carb. And we just don't eat our category 4 protein plus fats with our energy carbs, our fruit, or our super foods. I actually didn't finish explaining that. Sorry, I didn't finish explaining that on the last slide. But so your energy carbs, your fruit, and your superfoods bring more of an insulin release, and so you just don't eat it with things that have fat in it. And the reason that a superfood would bring more of an insulin release is because a superfood has all 4 macronutrients in it. Please write that down if you're taking notes. On planet Shibboleth, we consider water a macronutrient. It's actually your most important macronutrient. It's a 0-calorie one. And then you've also got protein, carbs, and fat. So because a superfood has some carbs in it, you don't want to eat that with your category 4 protein plus fat. And then, as I kind of mentioned earlier, all meat at a restaurant or cooked in some way that you don't know how the meat was cooked, please consider that a category 4 because it'll keep you safe. You will know not to have it or order it with 3s, 5s, or 6s. Okay. All right. Now, this is really important. This is another secret of Shibboleth. The combinations is huge, but this is another secret. Medium chain triglycerides. We want to use 100% MCT oil. If you are cooking, making recipes, or salad dressings, that's how you would use MCT oil. Never feel like you need to get MCT oil in. I need to get it in. It's not a supplement. We don't need to get it in. If you are cooking a meal that you could use MCT oil, that's the oil that you'd want to use. Or if you're making a recipe and need to replace the oil, then you could do that. Or you're making salad dressings. But we do not make bulletproof coffee. We don't put it in our coffee. We don't put it in our shakes. We don't do those types of things. There's a lot of noise out there with a lot of people trying to sell you MCT oil for their different reasons. We do not use it in any of those ways. It does have calories, and we don't need extra random calories without using them for a purpose. That purpose would be cooking in a pot and a pan, recipes, or making some salad dressings. So we highly recommend the Zero Drag MCT oil. It is the MCT oil that we sell in our store. No, you do not have to buy anything from us to do this lifestyle, but that is the one that we recommend. We also recommend Now Nutrition. That is the other brand that we recommend. Can you buy any MCT oil that says 100% MCT oil in the ingredients list? Yes. Yes, you can. But I do want to make one comment. The Zero Drag MCT oil has 100 calories per 1 tablespoon, which is, you don't want to go more than a tablespoon on our serving, where every other MCT oil that I've looked at has 130 calories. I don't want a random extra 30 calories. So I use the Zero Drag brand. That's what I choose to do. When you are buying MCT oil, you want to make sure that it does say on the bottle that you can cook with it. So just make sure that it says it's okay for cooking. That's really important. When you're looking at the ingredients list, make sure that it doesn't say medium chain triglycerides from coconut oil, because really they're just going to sell you some high priced coconut oil, because coconut oil is not 100% MCTs. Coconut oil is 66% MCTs. That's why it's our number 2 recommended cooking oil. Ghee butter is about 45% MCTs. And that is why it's our 3rd most recommended our approved cooking oil. You can also use hemp oil, but it's really best for wellness purposes, not necessarily for its MCT count. And then you can use 0-calorie cooking spray. Now, MCT oil has almost no propensity to be stored on the body as fat. It burns up like that. That's why we want to use it. Now let's compare it and use this as a teaching moment as to what you've been probably using before. Olive oil, canola oil, vegetable oil. Those are long chain triglycerides. They take a very long time to burn up. They have a great propensity to be stored on our body as fat. And it's one of those easily accessible sources of energy that we do not want to give our body while we are trying to burn stored energy. Okay. We're trying to use stored energy, not easily accessible sources of energy like long chain triglycerides. Also, they are a triglyceride. It's a very densely 3-stranded fat lipid. It's dense. It's hard to break down and it takes a while, so it gets stored easily. So that's why we don't want to use those oils. So let's talk about when I use these. When I am cooking a lean protein, either from category 1 or category 7, I use medium chain triglycerides. When I am cooking a protein plus fat, I use 0-calorie cooking spray. The protein plus fat already has some good healthy fats in there. I don't need to add any additional ones. So I'll use 0-calorie cooking spray at that point in time. Now, medium chain triglyceride is also really good for us because when we are in a calorie deficit, one of the most important things that we can do is to preserve our muscles. We want to protect our muscles. We do not want our body to access muscles and use it as energy. So medium chain triglyceride has a muscle preserving effect. It also has a metabolism building effect. So we can burn a few extra calories. It's kind of thermogenic, so we can burn a few extra calories, but you're hearing me say good things about it, but I never still want you to get it in as a supplement or anything like that. We're just going to use it for cooking recipes or salad dressings. So MCT oil is one of those awesome secrets of Shibboleth. So if you start doing all of the parts of the shield and combining your foods properly and using the proper oil, you are going to see fantastic, awesome, wonderful results. Okay, so let's look at, we've only got 3 more slides and we're going to wrap this up. So EFB is the state that you get your body into after 2 perfect days. So on your first perfect day, you're going to see a green check in your timing chart. This is going to be a wonderful visual to show you, yep, I'm doing a good job. On your second perfect day, you're going to see another green check in your timing chart. On your third perfect day, you're going to see a flame. This is your first day in EFB. Now, it's your third perfect day, but it's your first day in EFB. And then you want to string as many efficient fat burning days together as you can. But then guess what? Planned or unplanned, A holiday is coming. Yes, we are striving for those perfect days, but planned or unplanned, a holiday is coming. But guess what you've got now? You've got a management system. You have a plan to get back to your perfect days right after you've had a holidays. And then just in like a little cycle, 2 more perfect days, get you back into EFB on your third day, and then you string as many efficient fat burning days together as you can, and then planned or unplanned, a holiday's coming. And this, doesn't it sound like life? It sounds like life. We just had Thanksgiving. That was a holiday. I'm going to have some perfect days now. Christmas is going to come up. I'm going to have a holiday. And right after that, 2 perfect days to get back into efficient fat burning. So we want to remain in efficient fat burning as often as possible. When we are in efficient fat burning, our body is going to burn stored energy, which is fat. And it's going to use that for our energy. And that's how we are going to slim down and trim out. We are not going to be giving ourselves unapproved oils or starchy or sugary carbs, which are easily accessible sources of energy. And I hope that makes sense. What is the fat bus? We're just going to recap this. The fat bus is insulin. Insulin is a hormone. It is a growth hormone, and it stores fat. And so after an insulin release, fat storage will occur for up to 48 hours, hence the 2 days to get back into EFB. Also, insulin increases your appetite. Have you ever had this happened to you? You had some ice cream, but then after that you wanted some chips. After that you wanted something sweet again. After that you wanted something sour. That is because insulin increases your appetite. It will send it off the charts. Okay, so we don't want that to happen either. I also want you to know that after a holiday and you're getting back to your perfect days, if you're slightly hungry, you've just got to tell yourself, that's the insulin increasing my appetite. I'm going to dissipate that over the next 2 days and I'll be back good again into EFB. Now, you might be wondering, what am I going to eat this week? As you are working your way through those laps, it's going to help you build what you're going to eat this week. Each task in those laps is designed to help you educate yourself with a personalized meal plan, like I was showing you on here, because you're going to do the steps that are going to help you to get there. So really what you need to do, and even if you're looking at just that little new member food library, write a list of at least 7 lean proteins that you like. Okay, maybe you put down chicken breast, egg whites, 96% lean ground meat, Oikos 000 yogurt, some of those things. Then list at least 7 fibrous carbs that you like. Now, I do want to tell you that obviously the fibrous carb veggies would be better, but we have over 60 approved bread or bread type items that are in the fibrous carb category. So maybe you write down broccoli, green beans, cauliflower, but then maybe you choose some Sara Lee 45 calorie delightful multigrain bread. Or maybe you choose Thomas Light 100 calorie English muffins. So there's a lot in there. You just need to write them down on your little list. Then you just get something from category 1 and something from category 2 that you think would taste good together and you would like to eat together, and you eat it together as a meal episode, and then you've had a properly combined meal. If you could also cook that meal in MCT oil, maybe you're cooking some chicken breast in a pan, you could use MCT oil, then you are going to be supercharging that meal with the benefits of MCT. I do highly suggest that you throw in a few meal replacements for simplicity, because if you were eating cereal or Pop-Tarts or things like that before, you might want to find some of those meal replacements. One of my favorite meal replacements was a Mighty Muffin. I ate about 20 Mighty Muffins in my first 20 days. And a Mighty Muffin, in my opinion, tasted good. It kept me full and satisfied, and it kept me in efficient fat burning, and that's where I wanted to be. So find some meal replacements. In the Shibboleth new member fast track group, there's a full list of meal replacements in there that somebody asked me to create. So I put my top 10 favorite meal replacements in there. And then just keep it very, very simple in the beginning, okay? And then branch out as you start to learn the lifestyle, because you're going to be reading other posts and participating in other learning activities, and you're going to be gathering up all this information and starting to apply it. So do keep it really simple though this week. And I want to make sure that you know all about our awesome resources. Make sure you're in the Facebook groups that you can be a part of. So depending on your membership level, there are certain Facebook groups that you can be a part of. So make sure that you're a part of those. You want to familiarize yourself with our awesome, amazing, award-winning website. It is phenomenal. There is more information in this website than you can find in all those different places. So this website will help you eliminate several of them that maybe you've been checking out before. Part of working through these laps in the fast track lap system is me helping you learn the website. So I'm going to briefly go there in just a second and show you where you can mark off that you've participated in this webinar. And I'll kind of give you a brief insight to that. I do want you to schedule a getting started mentor appointment. I have two thoughts on this. Personally, I would like for you to focus in on the fast track this week, but have your mentor appointment next week. The reason that I say that is because if you learn what you can learn this week, and then when you're talking to your mentor, y'all are having a more productive, more intelligent conversation because you've got some background knowledge, okay? And this week really is for that. And there are certain mentors that would ask you to at least watch all 14 fast track videos before calling in, just so that you will know. Well, mentor, you're actually not calling in, but you would set an appointment at mentor.genbook.com, that link right there. But if you do not know how to make yourself a meal plan at all, and you are just desperate to have one right away, and you're not willing to work through those, you can go ahead and fast track laps. You can go ahead and schedule a mentor appointment this week. But whatever you do, I would absolutely love for you to at least attempt to teach this to yourself through our links, tasks, and curriculum that we have set up. Then you could have an intelligent conversation next week with them about that. But know that you can still call them this week or schedule an appointment this week, okay? So welcome to the Shibboleth family. We are here for you. It is phenomenal. You are going to love it. I know I love it. I live it every day very, very happily. I'm going to share my screen with you in a different way. I'm going to show you where to mark off that you have participated in this webinar. So I'm on the Shibboleth website. I've clicked on Fast Track. Once you have completed all of the check boxes in the laps, they're not going to show up anymore like yours. Yours probably show up, but mine don't, because mine are all checked off. But when you go back and click on a lap, they will appear. Okay, so this is lap 1, and I'm so proud of so many of you that completed lap 1 today. Thank you. This one right here was to register for tonight's webinar and tomorrow night's webinar. So hopefully you've got that one checked. But over here in lap 2, where the bottom task says participate in the Sunday night live webinar, you can go ahead and click off there that you've participated in that because you've done it live. If you're helping a friend or something like that, or somebody asks a question on where to find it, if somebody clicked on here, it would be ready for them on demand. But I truly believe that participating live in tonight and tomorrow night's webinars help you learn better. So tomorrow, which is lap 2, I would love for you to work on lap 2. When you hover over this information that black box that pops up is written just like I would talk to you if we were saying, talking via webinar or in person or over the phone. It's what I want you to do about that link. It's what I want you to know about why you are finishing or why you're doing that link. So these links are all linked to the direct place that you need to go in the website. And this right here, you might have to scroll up a little bit on certain ones, but I try to tell you that even in the information this video here is a video of me screen sharing and showing you how to do everything in lap 2. There's a video in lap 3. I'm showing you how to do everything in lap 3. But I also want you to watch the little 14 fast track videos. Now, keep in mind that the 14 fast track videos are broken down over the course of this 7 laps, but all 14 of them can be found right there. It takes less than 1 hour to watch all 14 videos. So I do want you to watch all of those. There is a little test on lap 7 because, I used to be a school teacher and a principal. I got to test you to make sure you understand what I'm teaching, right? And you do get a badge for that. All right, so Beth said that she missed how I got to this screen. So there's 2 different ways. If you are brand new, when you log in to your website, it should automatically be coming up to the fast track. If it's not, I clicked on dashboard. I just clicked on dashboard at the very top. So when I clicked on dashboard, it pops up to instructors. If you're brand new and you haven't done the full fast track yet, you're only going to see instructors and fast track. You won't see this dashboard, this optional dashboard over here. That will pop up once you've done each and everything in the fast track laps if you're a silver level or higher member, okay? But then you're going to click on fast track right there. And then as I was explaining, see how mine disappear, my little tasks, because I'm done with them. But all I got to do is click on a lap and I'm right there. And then there's that food library, Steve, right there that you can get there. And these are just some quick and easy access to different things. And then just let us know if you have any questions because we are here for you. We're here for you. And just to kind of give you a laugh, going back to this instructors page, this is me in my 11th grade prom dress. So this was me before Shibboleth. In fact, it was right there, right before I started Shibboleth. And this was me 5 months later when I got into my 11th grade prom dress after losing 50 pounds, which is fun, lots of fun. Okay, so if you're brand new, you're going to start getting some emails that probably one came out today and some others came out last week, or they'll come out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You can also participate in the Shibboleth new member fast track groups and make sure that you are a part of that. I hope tonight has been helpful, and I really want to see you guys back here tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Simple Food Combining webinar. And I just want to say a special hello to Heather Sanders. I see that you're on here, Heather Sanders. Good to see you on here. You're welcome. You're welcome, Steve. You're welcome. You're welcome, Debbie. You're welcome, Laura. I tell you what, Laura, this is the knowledge that I really, really needed and wanted. And I'm just so thankful the Lord gave it to me. So yes, you're welcome, Judy. Yes. Hey, Heather. I saw Jackson at the restaurant. He was looking at me and I was looking at him, and I went over and I said, "Hey, do you remember me?" And he said, I do. So he was doing such a great job. You're welcome, Erica. You're welcome, Beth and Harriet and Tamara. You're welcome. Y'all stay super connected to the group because that's one of the things that really helps us. That's where I saw him. I saw him at Huey Louie's. That's where I saw him. We were eating lunch there one day. He's so handsome and he's grown up. My goodness, they all have. All right, I'm gonna let y'all go, but I'll talk to you later. Bye. Oh, he's at Zaxby's too. Okay, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Oh, if y'all haven't liked the Shibboleth public page, go ahead and do that as well, because I will be on there every Monday through Friday morning, sometime in the 7 o'clock hour, with a fun little shibby show. We just do a little shibby show. It helps us focus our day, and we also give time to God and daily devotion. All right, bye y'all.